Hello, everybody. As we have just seen, our hometown, Charlotte City, is such a beautiful and attractive place to visit and live in. However, tragically, it is really suffer from the impacts of pollution. Therefore, today, my colleagues and I will take a deeper look at the situation. Let's start with the first problem, which is water pollution. Although we all know that water is one of the most essential resources on the earth, it is currently contaminated considerably. Now, let's meet Bao, and he'll tell you why this happens, along with the consequences.
Well, there are a lot of reasons. First, the most striking point is people usually throw a lot of garbage into the lake or the rivers. As a result, the water is polluted, and we may not have clean water to use for daily purpose or even drink, just like what we usually read about countries in Africa. Besides, the overuse of the pesticides and the herbicides is also one of the main factors when the chemical dissolve into and contaminate the water. It will affect our health or even kill us if being drunk. So, how can we tackle this problem, Nguyên?
From my view, parents play an important role in educating children. They shouldn't throw litter into the water sources. Therefore, the kids will take them as role model and put the trash into the garbage bins. In terms of schools, teachers can organize speeches or projects to raise student awareness. And lastly, I think the farmers need to control the amount of chemicals they use while still assure the product quality.
Nguyen and Bao has just told us about the water pollution. Yet, I believe it is not the only issue we should notice. So, let's touch on the matter of air pollution by listening to a conversation between two of my friends.
Well, I believe the explosion in the number of transportation is the main factor. Greenhouse gases from millions of transport are getting silenced over the city, especially in rush hour, closing citizen air pollution in huge hazard. Besides, gas released by refrigerator, air conditioner, or smoke created from cigarettes can also be a prominent factor. The causes are clear, but I'm wondering how do they affect us?
Well, the most clear effect is that evolution also causes climate change and the greenhouse effect, or ozone hole formation. In addition, we will not have fresh air to breathe anymore, which consequently results in number of disasters, such as cold and lung cancer. So, everybody, regardless of age, needs to wear respirator to protect ourselves from pollution while traveling in a road.
Those are the opinions from Vietnamese students. Now, let's meet my foreign friend who is studying in Australia and listen to his point of view. So, what's your name?
I'm Sebastian.
And can you tell me a little bit about the environment where you're living, like the air quality?
So, the air quality it's decent, like because there is cars, but it doesn't like pollute as much. The tap water there, it's good. It's nice and clean. You can drink straight from it, whereas like here you have to like drink from bottled water.
And let's compare to in Vietnam.
Yeah, well, I find here, it's like very hot compared to Australia, even in the summer for sure. Because like right now, even in the rainy season, it gets really hot, whereas in Australia, in summer, it's sometimes gets really cold still.
Do you attend any like, extracurricular activities that help protecting the environment?
Well, occasionally we have like clean up Australia Day where you like grab a bunch of like rubbish on the ground and like pick it up, throw it in the bin to help like clean the country. Yeah.
And what do you think about the awareness of people in Vietnam and in Australia?
Well, I feel like in Australia people are more concerned about the environment, like the damage people do, than in Vietnam. But I feel like Vietnam is still pretty good though.
So thanks so much for your help.
Okay.
Now we are clear that students in the foreign countries can do some activities on some specific days to clean up the environment. But how about the parents, the adults, and the government's role? Let's go and ask one. Hi, Alan. So can you suggest some solutions to tackle this issue?
Yeah, Yeah, I think there's a number of solutions. It's quite a difficult issue, but definitely I think that we need to have the governments do something about it. Perhaps the government could look at a tax on cars. So if people want to come into the city where I live, they have to pay a higher tax. The other thing is people should use public transport more. Instead of just jumping in their motorbike or in their cars, they need to start using public transport.
Thank you. Yeah, I totally agree with his opinion, and I believe these methods need to be applied immediately. However, did you notice that while he was answering the question, there was a really loud and annoying sound, and that is our next issue. In fact, noise pollution is ubiquitous and it is happening everywhere without being noticed. So let's watch a video and I'll prove you. Now, do you believe me? So let's meet Yang and we'll dive into the problem together.
In my opinion, it can be because of the explosion of heavy vehicles like trucks, buses, and motorcycles. They all create considerable level of sound. Furthermore, the sound of high volumes on TV, loud music, and some other noise machines like vacuum cleaner are also major the sources of noise pollution. These factors have resulted in effects. Firstly, the research points out that noise pollution lowers the productivity of people. Just imagine how can you finish your homework in a noisy place.
That's right. By the way, on people without any exception can be suffer from deafness, heart problems, and high blood pressure, while renal bloody is mostly vulnerable. We can see effects actually dangerous. So let's think of some solution to begin with. Car honking unnecessarily should be restricted and only allowed in the outskirts. Next, using a fan machine with much less sound should be updated. And finally, incineration or daily please using high volume sound and fire record should be limited or even banned.
To recapitulate, we now understand the heavy impact of water pollution on our local environment, as well as how harmful noise pollution and air pollution can be. So, it is crucial that we must stop destroying our hometown, our backyard, and our health. It is now time for us to do something about it. No longer can we just sit back and think and talk about it as somebody else's problem. We must act now and be the role models to others. Without a doubt, a small step in the right direction is the start of the journey, and we need to take that small step as a matter of urgency in order to encourage others to follow. Not only this be, we also need to lobby the local authorities because they have to share the responsibility so that we can save our environment and in so doing save our future and our health.